Hello, I'm Martinez. My name is Itzell, and I'll be having my next giveaway when I reach 500 subscribers. I will have questions during the live, and when I reach 450, I'll do the questions again in a premiere. Right now, let's see what palettes are up for grabs this go round. So be sure to share me out to help me get there. Be sure to give the video a thumbs up if you like it. Good morning. Happy Favorites Friday. We're chatting my favorite shows, and I can't remember what episode it is. So I had the episode pop up, and let's spin the wheel. I had a feeling this would be here. Falsa Identidad. So it's fake identity. It's a novela. And let me pull it up. It's on Netflix unless they removed it. So I can get the names right. It's been a while since I've watched it. It has 2 seasons, so it centers around Isabel. They call her Chavela because that's a nickname for Isabel. And don't tell me his name. I know his name. Diego. It centers around them too. So both of them have to flee where they live in Mexico. So with Isabel, her husband's abusive. He's so abusive that she miscarried a baby that she didn't even know she was carrying. Um, and that was that, and I think he shoved one of his kids. Like both of those were her breaking point, and she's like, no, I'm done, and I can't be here. And you would think like, oh well, why don't you go to the police? Her father-in-law is the chief of police and would get him out of trouble all the time. So she couldn't go to the police because other people had asked the same thing, like, why why didn't you seek help? Well, that was why. Um, so yeah. And with Diego, he was working for like um a cartel, I believe, and he slept with the leader's wife. So yeah, he wanted him, gone from this earth. So he needed to flee. His brother was the mayor, and how Isabel like got thrown in the mix was her her friend from like it was like a friend of her parents that became her dear friend. She's like an older lady. She was the maid there at the house, at the mayor's house. So she was asking for help uh, for Isabel. So that's how they got thrown together, and they had um, left, and they took fake identities because I guess a family visiting was unalived. It was 2 people, like a couple and their young child. So her, Isabel, um, Diego, and her son Ricardo. I almost got the name mixed up because the fake name was Max. So they took that family's identity and, were fleeing Mexico. So that's where it all starts. It starts like that. And she had to leave her oldest daughter behind because they didn't have an identity for her. And you're like, wow, why didn't they report it? I guess it's like really bad for the mayor because he needed a re-election. Um, like this happening, like it would mean like losing. So they wanted to cover it up. So it was a mess. The way it all started. Um, let's see. Sorry, like the cats have been here and sometimes their fur gets everywhere and it's just itchy. So sorry about that. Anyways, what do I like about the show? Honestly, I like the drama. I like seeing people grow and change and like almost like how people have this persona that they put on in front of other people. Um and I think they wear it for so long, like it kind of becomes who they are, but it's not who they are really. So it was nice seeing like Diego shed that and be who he really is, not the person that he needed to be, to survive. And you're like, well, what do you mean? Well, his mother kicked him out when he was a teen because her new husband, his stepfather, didn't like him, and since his mother couldn't control him or get him, the help he needed after his father passed, um, she just decided to let him go, to choose her husband over her son. So they had a very estranged relationship. Um, and in season two, we see the man that actually took him in and helped him, but teaching him how to do bad stuff. Like, I forget the name in Spanish, but it's like the people that steal the gasoline. Um, so he taught him how to do that. It's like really hard to say, but and they came face to face, like the mom and this man, and she was like, you made him a criminal and whatever, and he's like, I gave him a place to stay and a purpose, and at least I didn't kick him out as a kid. And she got so mad, but it's just like, it's the truth. It's what you did. Like, even if you grow as a person and you become better and you repent and all that, it's like, it doesn't change the fact that you did effed up shit too. Like, let's just be real. I never liked putting a man above your kids. Like, ugh. So, yeah. I liked, the drama, seeing, people change, and seeing a mom, willing to do any and everything for, her children to, keep them safe. Yeah. So, I forgot I'm out of the cast. I'm trying to look to check this off of my list. I'll be right in the cast in a second to say favorite characters and all of that. So, at the top of my list is actually Diego. Like, I know he was a criminal and everything, but he did his best to turn everything around. And, my heart went out to him on season 2. If you watch season 1, definitely check out season 2 if it's still on Netflix. I don't know. But, yeah, it's so good. And it's just like, yeah. Seeing him, like, change into, like, a much better person and just really be there for his family and come around and fix his relationship with his mom, like just being open to it, like I love that. And I just love that he has a really big heart. And like at one point he was helping pay for you know his lady's ex's surgery that he needed a liver transplant because he was an alcoholic. And yeah, like they weren't together at the time. Like stuff happened, they weren't together at the time, but he didn't have it in him to, have the money and not do it because, like, it's still like her kid's dad, like, no matter what he did. So, there's that. Like, he has a very big heart. Let's see, who else did I like in the cast? Because I liked Diego the most. Oh, I liked Ricardo, like the little kid, Isabel's young son. Like, he's just the sweetest little boy with the biggest heart. And it's hard not to like kids like that. Let's see. Huh. We're like going into like season 2. Let's see. Because I know Diego's my favorite, but I was like, I like more than just Diego. Well, I do like him. This is on season 2. Now, they call him Appa, like, because he's the dad. So he's the one that took Diego in. And we see him on season 2, and I know he's like the ringleader and a bad guy, but he has a big heart and he has a soft spot for Diego, and he considers him like a son, and his son can't stand that. Because it's like he holds him in such high regard, but he's not his son. So yeah, like, being in the area that they had to be in, like, he was kind of dreading running into them. He's like, I'm not gonna run into them. I'm gonna run into them. And he did, but, just dealing with Appa was, like, a much better experience than dealing with his son. So, yeah, I just liked how, he was very more, like, it doesn't have to be a big fight. Like, he'll make it a fight if he has to, but it's just like, can we just try to get along? Alright, so I like Diego and Appa. I know there's more. Well, she's on season 2. So on season 2, I like Victoria. So Victoria, she I think she's a lawyer. Um I think she's like a lawyer and then like an activist too. I think you can be both. But yeah, she's like very cuz I don't think she's a journalist. I think she's a lawyer. I can't remember. It's been a little bit since I've watched it, but yeah, she is you know, trying to take down like the human trafficking that Isabel's ex father-in-law is doing. He was already doing it, but now it's at a much bigger scale. And his name is Mateo. So yeah, and she is able to like accomplish it, but it takes a long time, and there's so much that goes into it. And there's actually 2 actresses that play Victoria, and I really like the first one. She's an actress and a singer, and she used to be in that band, um, RBD, I believe, and in that novela about the band Rebelde. So like, yeah, I like her. So yeah, we got Diego, Appa, and Victoria are like my main favorites. Like, I like I like Isabel. Like, I like Isabel. Like, but she's not my favorite because she makes me angry a lot. Like, she's not a least favorite character, but it's just like, you ever watch a character and be like, what the heck did you do that? Like, that's Isabel. Like, she wants stuff done now without really thinking about the consequences and safety, and it's just like, really? Like, I know what you want to do is important. I get that, but your safety is too, and it's just like, she always throws her safety out the window, and I hate that. Diego had to save her so many times. Um, Alright, so let's go into least favorite characters. We're just gonna start here because I'm right here. Mateo. So, Isabel's ex-father-in-law. I don't like him. He's just very, like, all about me. Um, Me, my feelings, what I want, and come to find out, he unalived his wife because she was leaving with their son. So yeah, there's that. I don't like him at all. He's a horrible person. Um, let's see, who else is up there? Yeah, Gabino. He was the cartel leader that Diego was running from in season 1. I do not like him at all. Another person that's me, and all about their ego. Where is this dude? Did I miss him already? There he is. Augusto. He is Diego's stepfather. You know, the guy that his mother chose above him. Yeah, he ended up being garbage too. Like, you know, stealing from the family, having another lady in Mexico City. Not just that. This woman lived with the family as a child. He groomed her. Like, so, yeah. She was the niece of the woman I was talking about. Let's see if I can find her name because it's like I kind of know. Okay, so her name is Zoraida. It's really weird. I'll try to remember to put it on the screen. Yeah. So, she's the aunt of, what was her name? She had 2 nieces, and they both ended up living with her after their parents passed away, and I can't remember if they said how, but yeah. So, yeah, and I think that's like mainly it for least favorite characters. Like, I could name so many in this section. Let's see what I disliked about the show. I disliked, in season 1, whenever Isabel and Diego split up. Like, I knew they were trying to do what's best for each other and the kids, for safety, but him, having to fake a relationship, or he wasn't faking it. He was back with her with his ex-girlfriend. Her name was Itzell, like Circe, like Game of Thrones. Yeah. So he got back with her. She's like the daughter of Gavino, and yeah, she's a bad person. She was manipulative, and she also unalived his brother. Yeah. So there's that. It was an accident, but she still did it, and she never said anything. Yeah, that was like a hot mess. So I disliked the split. And then on season 2, I dislike, Diego going off on his own. So eventually, then Isabel's daughter went off on her own because she wanted to go back to Mexico, and that's where Diego went. She didn't go to be with him. She went to go look for her grandfather. So after that, because Isabel like shielded them from knowing how he truly is, so they didn't know how much of a horrible person he actually is. And let's just say, without spoiling too much, Amanda, that was her name, Amanda paid dearly for that. And like, regardless if they weren't his biologically, like Diego, he could never abandon his kids. Like, he loved them too much. He loved them way too much. So, yeah, and by then they were his kids. So, yeah, like they got married and everything. So, yeah, I disliked that. Why would I recommend the show? Well, if you like drama, if you like novellas, if you like seeing growth in people and, seeing, people get their happy endings and, like, push through grief and, like, all this different obstacles to get to a good place, and I'm sure you'll like it a lot. I was very sad in season 2. You might be too if you watch it. Let me know what you think of the show. Would you watch it? Do you watch novellas? And be sure to catch me in the next one. Bye.